Irving Man. Irving Man. We have a very different story today, as we can tell by the title.
母の胸によみがえる少年
The boy who restores his faith in his mother. Ryoichi is a typical little boy Takaji's age, and he's on his way home after school. Why would the Iron Cross Army plant a purse at the side of the road for a little boy to find? His mom, Kaio, works in that restaurant. Usually he'd go straight home, but he figures he'd better hand this off to his favorite adult. Still, first things first.
お母さん、僕今日作文をすごく褒められたんだ。ほら見て、僕とお母さんっていう題なんだ。
His school writing project is about his mother. He'll read it to her in a moment, but the crux is his dad died and his mom works extra hours to take care of the two of them. Ryoichi adores his mom and puts special emphasis on how she's taught him not to lie or do bad things. It's really touching.
さあ、あら、このカバン誰の？
ああ、いっけね。今そこで拾ったんだ。
She opens the purse to find 5 million yen. That was about $25,000 in 1978, which is a little over $120,000 today. If we aren't confused enough, I can keep going. She has to take this to the police right away. Bad idea, ma'am. In a situation like this, you call and have them come to you. That's why. Takuya gives chase, but it's going to get complicated. Well, there's something you don't see every day, Chauncey. Unless you're Spiderman, he sees stuff like that a lot. But he can't change to Spiderman with Hitomi and the others watching, so he climbs the pole the old-fashioned way and changes once he's out of their line of sight. The Amazoness, in one of her many disguises as an ordinary, stunningly attractive woman, is watching. So that's what that thing on his neck was for. We see the Amazoness drive away with the purse. No, I don't know how she got it. Kaio is explaining it all to the police.
黒い服を着たまだ若い男ですね。
はい。いやーね、今まで追っかけてたの？
全然ダメだよ。
さあ、行きましょう。仕事が遅れちゃうわ。
Shouldn't he stay around to tell the police what he witnessed?
それでそのカバンの中に500万円入ってたわけですね。
はい。すぐ警察に届けようと思ったんです。あの男もしかしたら新聞に出てた鉄十字団かもしれません。
どうして鉄十字団って分かったんです？
この首のところに何か部品のようなものがついてたんです。あの塀に飛び上がるのは私見たんです。
He definitely should have stayed around because the police don't believe her about the thing on the guy's neck, that phenomenal jump he made over that wall, the Iron Cross Army, or any of the rest. They actually detain her and take her to the station for a while. Takuya is a known motorcycle racer, and Hitomi is a well-established reporter and photographer. Had they been there to back up the story, this lady would have had a much easier time of it. As it is, the helpful police are making her life even more difficult. Another example of how some things never change. At home, she explains what happened. Ryoichi says, why would the Iron Cross Army bother with such a trifling amount of money?
鉄十時団にあのお金取られたの？
そう。
だって鉄十時団はもっと大きなことを狙ってるんだよ。
じゃあ良一もお母さんの言うこと信じないっていうの？お母さん今までに嘘を言ったことある？
そりゃないけどさ。
お母さんの目を見て。
She can handle the police not believing her, but not her own son. She makes him stare directly into her eyes and says, "Are these eyes lying?" He knows they aren't. Still, wait till she tells him about the jump that guy made. This is all part of the Iron Cross Army's plan, but monkeying with the trust between these two is just a small part of Professor Monster's latest scheme. He's sowing chaos and crime all over the country to demoralize people's spirits and make them more ready for conquest.
つい昨日も教授に改造手術された模範警官は連続12件の強盗殺人を犯して人々を仰天させ、ミンダーの扇動工作によって隣の学校に殴り込みをかけた中学生は相手校の先生に片っ端から殴られ、今や社会問題になっています。そして今日も私のために盗みの疑いをかけられたクラス委員の女子高校生が屋上から飛び降りて学校中を大騒ぎにしています。
She's creating crooked cops, violently insane teachers, and self-destructive students. And those are just the examples she gave us. I'm sure there are lots more happening that we don't have time to go into.
逃げんのかよ。逃げない。待って500万円どうした？泥棒じゃねえや。お母さんは本当に鉄十時団に取られたんだ。誰がそんなこと本気にするもんかな。鉄十時団なんて嘘ついて、本当はお前の母さんが金を取ったんだろ。
They're all accusing his mother of being a liar and a thief. Eventually he hits one of them, and 6 little boys beat 1 little boy senseless.
行こうぜ。帰ろう。
Later, Takuya catches up with Ryoichi in a field.
あ、その顔どうしたんだい？そうか、学校で意地悪されたのか。
みんな嫌いだ。
俺は山城拓司の兄なんだ。
みんな大嫌いだっつっただろ。
じゃあ拓司のやつも。
僕のお母さんは泥棒じゃない。
Right now, he's not so sure Takuji is his friend. As we saw, when the boys were beating on Ryoichi, Takuji didn't take part. But he didn't try to intervene either. He just stood there. I can't blame Ryoichi. Takuji failed him when it mattered most.
僕スパイダーマンに会いたい。
スパイダーマンに？
お母さんからお金を取った鉄十時団を捕まえてくれるもん。
そうね。スパイダーマンに会えるといいわね。
Since Spider-Man's whole mission is stopping the Iron Cross Army, he's probably right. But it's time for said army to sow a little more distrust in this place.
岡田さん、丸越デパートです。さあ早く運んでちょうだい。そう、こっちね。それステレオね。
何ですか？
お買い物ですよ。
ちょっと待ってください。なんかの間違いですよ、これは。うちじゃこんなもの注文した覚えありませんよ。
でも伝票はお宅になってまして、お金もちゃんと払ってありますのよ。
I really don't know why they're picking on Kaio, but the local department store is delivering a ton of stuff like stereos and other fancy gadgets, all fully paid for. By whom, Kaio has no idea. But the neighbors do. If you have 5 million yen, you could easily afford all this stuff. So now everybody else in the building thinks she's a liar and a thief. Again, I really don't know why they're doing this to a single mother who does grunt work at a restaurant to keep a roof over her son's head. It's like they're taking lessons from the US or something.
お母さんの嘘つき！お母さん嘘つきだ！やっぱり泥棒だ！僕を騙していたんだ！
やめなさい良一。
誰が信じるもんか！悪いことしちゃいけないってのは自分じゃないか！
良一。
伝票にサインお願いします。
良一。
Yes, this is even too much for Ryoichi. While the Amazoness grins, Kaio runs out into the street to catch him. But Ryoichi is nowhere to be found. Good thing Spiderman is nearby. This whole thing has been bugging him since it began. Spiderman. Bugging him. Don't you get it? Well, maybe this'll help.
やっぱり奴らだ。
He's a spider, and it's been bugging him, so he's bugging the truck. See? Oh, never mind. He'll be sneaky and follow them. That's why GP7 is your basic nondescript car that will blend in anywhere. What? That year all cars were bright red and yellow and had huge spoilers on the back. Where have you been?
どこで嗅ぎつけたかスパイダーマンめ。もうすぐ飛んで火にいる夏の虫だよ。
And since he has the electronic tracker, he'll stay far enough back that they can't see. Oh, never mind. We've seen before that when he's tailing someone, he has no idea what he's doing. I'm sure she's already radioed ahead and will have a nice surprise waiting for him. But there's something that none of them knows. Ryoichi is determined to believe his mother. That's why he stowed away in that truck to do some detective work on the Iron Cross Army. The professor's latest machine beam is made from a carnivorous plant, hence the head shaped like a Venus flytrap. He spits acid, but we'll only see that in the demonstration Professor Monster had him give for the Amazoness. It won't come up in actual battle. Instead, as we saw, he's kind of a poor man's poison ivy. He can make vines and stuff fling around and grab things, like Spiderman. The Spider-Man effects keep getting better and better. We haven't seen him jump from tree to tree like that before, and I'd really like to go behind the scenes and see how it was done. While they're dancing, the truck has reached the footbridge.
小僧出てこい。そこにいるのは分かっている。
My mistake. She did know he was in there. She has them grab Ryoichi. They're going to throw him off the bridge. She says, "People will think you unalived yourself believing your mother is a thief." And suddenly she's in her Amazoness outfit. I'll bet those two guys in the truck enjoyed watching her change.
そら
もう大丈夫だ。さあ、逃げるんだ。
Not exactly how he envisioned himself meeting Spider-Man, but it'll do. As I used to say in the Adamania Batman reviews, it's fight time. He's spending a lot of time up in the trees today, but that's the thing about this show. Except for when we dispose of the machine bams, we don't always do the same thing the same way. Sometimes he climbs man-made structures, sometimes he climbs God-made structures. Variation is a good thing in these kinds of stories. The Amazoness can see that things are going poorly for her side. It's like that every time she sends her putties after him, so I don't know why she expects different results today. She calls for the carnivorous plant, but she'll have to wait. He's chowing down on a rat. An excessively large rat. He did it. He grew big. Shouldn't have done that. Call Marveler, change Leopardon, Sword Vigor, bye-bye Bim.
お母さん、やっぱり鉄十字団のせいだったよ。
良一、どこ行ってたの？
お母さん、
心配してずっと探してたのよ。
鉄十字団からスパイダーマンが助けてくれたんだ。
スパイダーマンが？
And he didn't even stay around for a thank you. Real heroes don't need thanks. Ryoichi apologizes to his mother in front of all the neighbors, so now everybody knows she was telling the truth. Our narrator says the children learn the importance of being truthful and fostering trust among each other. I think the moral is, with the Iron Cross Army around, no story is too crazy to be true. We do have a couple of loose ends. For starters, what became of the money? Kaio and Ryoichi could use it if nobody else is claiming it. But that leads to the next question. Do they get to keep all that stuff the Amazoness bought them?
闇深く響く地獄の足音模様の下眠る父よ
If we aren't confused enough, I can stare directly into her